Bonjour mes étudiants, 8th standard. So last class we were seeing leçon 6, Monsieur loving cherche un manteau. So in this class we'll be seeing, I think last class I gave you the translation of this. Les Français aiment faire du shopping. En France, les vêtements de qualité sont très chers. So I think last class we saw this French passage, and also we finished this dites vrai ou faux and complétez avec un mot dému du texte. So according to our second midterm, the portions which are left out is exercise number 1, exercise number 4 and exercise number 5. So only these things we are going to concentrate today. So after the midterm we will see the other exercises. So exercise number 1, we have some prepositions. So last class, as I said, for completing this we must know the prepositions of this list. Okay, so that's what I was telling last class. So I'll read it once and then we will based on that we will complete this. Les prépositions et les adverbes de lieu, prepositions and adverbs of places. Okay, so some of these prepositions have already been learnt. So basically from 6th standard you have been learning few words as preposition. So this is one easy method of learning the preposition, le contraire. So left hand side is their word and the right hand side is the opposite of that particular word. For example, pour. So pour is a preposition which means for. So the contraire of pour is contre. Okay, so for, against, that is the thing. So I'll read it once and then I'll give you the explanation. So based on this we will finish the exercise number 1. Pour, contre, devant, derrière, sur, sous, après, avant, près de, loin de, au-dessus de, au-dessous de, sans, avec, à gauche, à droite. So these are the prepositions based on contraire type. Okay, so these prepositions have the opposite for each other. Okay, so there are some other prepositions that doesn't have any opposite. We have to take it in a straight meaning. Okay, so I'll just explain this box once again. Pour is for, contre means against, devant is in front of, and derrière is behind. Sur is on, sous means under. Après is after, avant before. Près de nearby, loin de far away. It's far. Okay. Au-dessous de, au-dessous de, so this is above, under. Sans, with, sorry, sans is without. Avec is with. À gauche to the left, à droite to the right. Chez, so it's at one's place, so it might be a doctor's place or it might be a home. So at your place we can say. À is at, de, from, of, many meaning are there. Depuis, since. Vers, towards. Pendant, during. Au bout de, so from the date, I think, from this day. Au coin de, at the corner of. autour de, around, en face de, facing, in front of, à côté de, next to, au centre de, at the center of, au bord de, so at the end of, au milieu de, so in the middle of, vers en dehors de, so towards or outside of. So these are the prepositions. So preposition is used in a sentence before the object. So subject, verb, object. So mostly preposition takes the place before the object. So preposition helps us to understand the position of the particular object or the position of the particular noun. Either it might be a place or it might be mostly it will be a noun. So based on that we can use the preposition. So these preposition can be better understood only if we see an example. So keeping that in mind, we'll go for exercise number 1 and exercise number 4. So this both the exercise comes under preposition. We'll see exercise number 2 and 3 later. We will concentrate on the second midterm portion first. Okay. So dans l'avion, mon père n'est pas assis à gauche, il est assis à droite. So from the contraire list you can take the answer and write à gauche, opposite is à droite. Il ne part pas sans les bagages, il part avec les bagages. So he doesn't go without the baggages, he left with the baggages. So second answer is avec. Les livres ne sont pas sous la table, ils sont dash la table. Les livres ne sont pas sous la table, ils sont sur la table. Okay, so sur is the answer for third one. Ma maison n'est pas loin de l'école, elle est près de l'école. So ma maison n'est pas loin de l'école, elle est près de l'école. So the last one. Son appartement n'est pas au-dessous de mon appartement, il est au-dessous de mon appartement. So DESOUS. So not above, it's under your apartment. So for your understanding, so today's online test will be exercise number 1 and exercise number 4. This is exercise number 4. I will teach you now. So the answer key for this exercise number 1 and 4, after finishing the test you will get an answer key, right? So from that answer key you can see the answers for these and you can write. So as I am telling it orally, so in the answer key you will be having the answers for exercise number 1 and exercise number 4. So I just already said what is the answer here, just you have to write it in a pencil. In case if someone is going wrong, if you have misunderstood that particular question, from the answer key which you receive in your WhatsApp group, you can straight away write the answers. Okay, so that is it. So exercise number 4 is also preposition. So how we will use, I will tell you. So compléter avec, pour, pendant, sans, avec, depuis. So before getting into this exercise, we should know when should we use pour, pendant, sans, avec, depuis. So for using this we must know the meaning of it. Yes, so pour meaning is for, pendant means during, sans means without, avec means with, depuis means since. Okay, so the first question I will read. Je suis à Paris dash une semaine. Je suis à Paris dash une semaine. So we should be very careful with this because the answers might vary. So we will read the question once and then we will sort it out one by one. Il chante dash le voyage. So this one is easy. So this is also easy, so I don't want to take risks, so I am just giving you easy way of understanding. Il chante pendant le voyage. So pendant means during the travel. So he sings during the travel. Okay. Il est furieux et il part dash moi. Il est furieux et il part. Either it should be sans moi or avec moi. We must know the answer only after completing of reading all the questions. So sans or avec, let's keep it on hold and we'll go for the fourth one. Nous allons au cinéma dash nos amis. So avec. So we'll go to the cinema with our friends. So this is avec and this is sans. So second one is pendant, third one is sans, and fourth one is avec. Dash la naissance de sa fille, il est très content. So depuis. We must use depuis because since we will use from for a event is starting and it is continuing and it is still date, it is going on. So il est très content tells us that it is a present continuous tense. For example, il est content means he is happy and he is still happy. So from the event started and it's still continuing, you have to use depuis. So whatever left out is what? Pour. So je suis à Paris pour une semaine. So that is the right answer. Okay, so this is how we have to find the answer. So I'll read it once with the answer. Okay, je suis à Paris dash une semaine, pour une semaine. So for 1 week I am in Paris. Il chante le dash le voyage. Il chante pendant le voyage. Il est furieux et il part dash moi, sans moi. Nous allons au cinéma avec nos amis. Depuis la naissance de sa fille, il est très content. So we are done with exercise number 4. That is also preposition. Okay. So now we are going to exercise number 5. So with this exercise number 5, we will be completing our second midterm portion. So see, if you see in this page, exercise number 5, most of the verbs which is ending in yer and ger is present. So already you know ger I have taught you. So it's a very simple term. If the verb ends in ger, for new form alone we should add geons. That is the only case. Other than that, there is nothing special. Voyager and ranger. I am talking about these two verbs alone. Otherwise, if it is starting in ending in yer, so how many verbs are ending in yer? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verbs. So 5 verbs are ending in yer. So these kind of verbs you must conjugate according to a logic. So I will teach you the logic now. So other than that, ger I said. S'appeler verb you already know. Jeter also you know, we saw in the previous lesson. Acheter also you know, you will have an accent, separate accent. So that is the continuation of the previous lesson. So main focus of this exercise number 5 is envoyer. So that is yer verb. So let's see what is the logic behind this yer verb. See, already they have given 3 verbs which is present there. Payer ends with yer, nettoyer ends with yer, and essuyer again ends with yer. So let's check if it is starting, where it is starting. Okay, so here it is, the same page only. Now first we will see what is given below. These verbs are not irregular in conjugation, but they have a radical change in je, tu, il and il forms of the present tense. So okay, it's very simple. What they are saying is, see the payer verb, it is normal when it is nu and vu. For example, normally for payer, nu and vu, what we will do, we'll take out the er and we'll add ons ez. As nettoyer, ons ez, and essuyer we are adding ons ez. Other than these things, that is nu and vu form, all other form will take I instead of y. That is the only thing. For example, PAYER, right? So we have to hide that ER. Okay, so when we hide the ER, what is left out? PAY is left out, so that is the radical, right? So instead of Y, you have to write I. That's it. Since it is ER verb, we are adding E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. So not a very big change, it's a very simple change. I'll repeat what I said just now. So these kind of change will happen in three types of verbs. So verbs ending with AYER, verbs ending with OYER, and verbs ending with UYER. So let's take this YER as common. The front word is letter is AOU. So I'll make it simple for you. Okay, so once again I repeat, when you get an ending as YER, what you do is, for nu and vu form, say nu, there is a spelling mistake here, you can just correct it. For nu and vu form, you can just add ONS EZ. Okay, so there is no other change in that. Other than that, je, tu, il, al, for these things alone, instead of writing Y, you have to write I. Okay, so phonetically Y is replaced with I, that is it. That is Y pronunciation is Y. So in French, E is I. So that is how I take it. Je paye, tu payes, elle paye, nous payons, vous payez, elle paye. Je nettoie, tu nettoies, elle nettoie, nous nettoyons, vous nettoyez, elle nettoie. J'essuie, tu essuies, elle essuie, nous essuyons, vous essuyez, elle essuie. So I don't want to confuse you a lot. So step number 1 is nu and vu conjugate as you do for ER verb, and other than that, instead of Y, you pre-place Y with I, and then you add ending E, ES, E, ONS, EZ, ENT. So rule 1 is, first you conjugate nu and vu, second replace Y with I, third conjugate as you do as ER verb. So I think if you follow this, it will be easy for you to complete exercise number 5. Today in online test, I will not ask exercise number 5. Okay, so you might get confused with 3 exercises, so I am not going to ask this. So instead, what I am going to do is, today I am going to give you this as a homework. First 5 I will explain you, and second 5 is your homework. Okay, so what you can do is, you can try this. In the next class, I will do revision. So during the revision, I will ask this or some other exercise. I will decide on it and I will tell you. Okay, so first we must know the meaning of these verbs. So there is a spelling mistake here in the book. Envoyer, this is ENVOYER. They have given 2 Y's, so kindly change it. So before you attend this exercise, you must know the meaning. Envoyer is to send, payer is to pay, nettoyer to clean, voyager to travel, s'appeler to call oneself, jeter to throw, balayer to clean, ranger to arrange, acheter to buy, essuyer to wipe. Elle dash des légumes, nous dash des poires. Okay, so I think there is acheter verb. We can use this. So we can say, elle achète des pommes, nous achetons des poires. And as I said before, acheter, there is a difference. Okay, so the accent, so don't forget that. Il dash le salon et nous dash la chambre. So salon means hall and chambre, so we can say nettoie, so clean. Il nettoie le salon et nous nettoyons la chambre. So like that we can finish. tu dash une lettre, nous aussi nous dash une lettre. So sending, tu envoies une lettre et nous aussi nous envoyons une lettre. Dash tu les journaux? Oui, je dash les journaux. So journal is what? Newspaper. So voyager s'appelle jeter, balayer, arranger, acheter. So ranger we can say, I think. Ranges-tu les journaux? Oui, je range les journaux. We can say that, or some other answers is also possible. Est-ce que vous dash pour les chocolats? Oui, nous dash pour les chocolats. So I think payer will suit this one because paying for chocolate. Est-ce que vous payez pour les chocolats? Oui, nous payons pour les chocolats. So like this you can try. This is your homework for today. And 6 to 10 also you can try. So today's online test I will not ask this. You can just read exercise number 1 and exercise number 4 for today's online test. So this is a homework for you. Okay, so please don't forget the rule. So today what we saw was preposition, this tabular column. You have to write it in your classwork. Okay, and even this you have to write it in your classwork. That is verbs ending in a-y-e-r, o-y-e-r and u-y-e-r. So that is preposition and this is conjugation. So as I said the rule, don't forget, even these verbs envoyer, balayer or pouiller are ending in y-e-r. So rule number 1 is nous, vous, no change in spelling, just ons, ez, and other than that replace y with I. That is rule number 2. And as usual you can conjugate e, es, e, ons, ez, ent. So with this I conclude today's class. Yes, it's a very short class because you are having a second midterm, so I want to make it just very crisp so that it will stay in your mind for a longer time. Try to read these opposites as well because this opposite will help you to construct a sentence. Fine. So merci beaucoup, bonne journée, and please do not forget today's online test is based on exercise number 1 and exercise number 4 alone. Merci.